Hi, thanks again for joining me for Katy's Corner. I'm super excited. My first interview in calendar 2020, and I get to talk to Tibor. Tibor, you're all purpled out.
Yeah.
You're meshing with the chair. I love that. Tibor,
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. What a great way to start the year. Yeah. Tell us what you do, your title, and all that good stuff.
So I'm leading the engineering organization, the Wired Engineering Organization, as part of the product,
What's
org
your title?
I'm a VP of engineering,
Okay.
reporting to Nabil.
Mm-hmm.
So basically responsible for engineering for all the Wired products.
Right.
Campus, campus access, campus core,
Yeah.
data center, and service provider.
And you have how many people in your organization?
Full-time employees about 600.
Wow.
And a couple more hundred contractors.
That's a lot of people. That's most of the engineering organization.
A large portion of it, yes.
Yeah, so tell us, where's everyone located?
Yeah. So the team is located pretty geographically dispersed. Obviously San Jose, the East Coast, Raleigh, as well as Salem. And in addition to that, in India. In India itself is between Bangalore and Chennai.
Okay.
Between Bangalore itself, two different locations.
Yeah.
AMR and Bagmati.
Okay.
So it's pretty dispersed organization, but at the same time we work as one team. I think the team works pretty well together. Not considering the geographical challenges, I think it works.
So with time zones, like with people all over the globe, are you just up 24/7?
Well,
Now, where are your direct reports?
my direct reports as well are within all those sites.
Wow.
So just as the team in general is distributed across these locations, so are my direct reports.
Yeah.
So I have direct reports in all these locations.
Got it.
So I'm not up 24 hours, but.
So what time of day do you do your staff meeting?
Staff meeting is morning San Jose time.
Got it.
Because it works well for the East Coast as well as it's still acceptable in India as well.
Got it.
In addition, for some program meetings we try to do them so it either works on both locations. So some of them evening time, San Jose time for the teams that don't have as much East Coast presence because it would be too late for them. So it depends on which teams are involved.
Right.
We are adjusting the various program reviews and meetings.
Got it. Well, you came to us from the B company.
That's correct.
So tell us a little bit about kind of your history
That's
and
right.
how long you were there and what you did before that.
So I was part of the SRA acquisition, yes, and I was in the B company about 2.5, 3 years before the Extreme acquisition happened. There I was responsible for also within engineering for all for various products, including again pretty much the same setup that I'm now responsible, campus as well as data center and SP. Before that, I was in Cisco for about 14 years.
Wow.
And within Cisco itself as well, I held various roles and functions for across
How many years again? at
14.
Cisco? Wow,
14.
it's a long time. Long time.
Some before that as well, but those are the main.
Okay.
These are the main.
And what did you do before
ones.
that?
Before that, I was also worked for with packet engines that became Alcatel. So that was also a networking focused company. And before that, I had my advanced degrees in computer science with networking focus.
Right.
So actually, I had my degree in networking.
Okay, so you have a really deep experience in our products and the industry.
I like to believe so.
Yeah. I mean, I think we all think that.
Yes.
So that's great. So tell us. So you were at Cisco
That's
and
right.
then at Brocade, and you came here. So what's different about Extreme?
Okay. A lot of things are different about Extreme. I think, however.
And what do you like about it?
I was going to say, I think I'm mainly going to talk about what I like more about Extreme. I think I like the open culture. I think it's a fairly well kind of integrated company, so to speak. Given its size as well and how well the teams work together and how well they communicate and across the company, I think that's what I really like about it.
Right.
And that's somewhat different from some of the previous companies that I worked at. So I think that, and frankly, I think that works in our advantage.
Yeah.
Because when the teams work better, closer together, that helps with the strategy, that helps with execution, solving problems and moving the ball forward. So
Yeah.
I think that's I would say that's the main thing.
That's the main advantage. And you, well, let me talk a little bit about, when we started doing these interviews originally, it was for the Women's Channel.
Right.
And now we're doing them to make sure we showcase all of our leaders and
Sure.
so forth. So, tell me about your team and, how many women you have and all of that.
So, given the size of the team, obviously I do have a sizable women population as well, representation, both as engineers as well as leaders. I think I have quite a few managers as well as directors that are women. So pretty broad representation, and I'm pretty happy about that. I'm always trying to see how we can increase it, and making sure that everyone feels that they are part of the team. They have all the support they need, and they feel empowered to actually take on all the various functions and feel that they can grow along going with the team.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice. Now you had told me you have 2 children.
That's
so
correct.
tell us about your family, your wife, and your children. And I also want to hear about your mom.
Okay.
Because I remember way back when you started, you had told me about your mom.
That's correct. So yes, I did. So obviously, I have a wife and I have 2 kids. One 17-year-old, he's a boy, and a girl who's 13.
What do they like to do?
Play video games and play on their phones.
Okay.
That's pretty
What
much.
grade are they in?
My son is 17, so we are now going through the whole college application process.
Okay.
He's a senior, so he's graduating this year. So that's an interesting process as we go through it. And my daughter is going to enter high school come next fall. So my son is leaving the house for college, and my daughter is entering high school.
High school.
Yeah.
Got it.
And as you asked me about my mom, she retired recently, a few years ago. She was a public works director in one of the cities here close by.
She was a what director?
Public works director. So she was a civil engineer, and so she had various leadership roles across the country.
Yeah.
In different locations.
And she also immigrated here?
Yes.
She's not American?
No. She's not. She immigrated to the U.S. In late 80s and close to 89 in that year. And she came to the U.S. with no English at all.
Wow.
And so she quickly learned.
That's
and then
incredible.
She's taken on various jobs.
And she keeps getting promoted.
And ultimately, she got back to her roots of civil engineering, and then she's definitely held a lot of fairly serious leadership functions.
Wow. And where did she study civil engineering?
Back in Europe.
Okay.
Since she got her degree.
Wow. Very impressive.
And so she had to get a lot of reaccreditations as well in the U.S.
But that must mean that there couldn't have been that many women at the time that were
No.
becoming civil engineers.
No, well, so in fact, in some of the roles where she actually had some of those experiences where, in one particular, I remember, hearing about this. She was a county engineer in one of the Washington state counties, and somebody called her and saying, I want to talk to the county engineers, and then she was saying, well, I'm the county engineer, and the person on the other line says, well, no, I want to talk to a man, the county engineer. They could not believe that she was the county engineer.
Wow.
And she was the first one, being a woman in that part of the state, that actually was a county engineer. So
right.
it was,
and not
it
only
was so
that,
new.
but she had also immigrated here.
That's correct.
That's
Yeah.
incredible.
And
what a great story.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's great. I mean, that's very, very impressive. So, if you were going to give some words of wisdom to our female population, I'm going to make you focus it on females because you've had such a strong mother, and I think you have some views on that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, one thing I would say, just make sure that you take on any opportunities that come up. Don't ever feel that your gender is a predictor for anything that you can or cannot do. or you're going to be successful or not. Frankly, I don't believe gender is a major predictor in what somebody can do or not. And so, putting that aside, just make sure that any opportunity that comes up, take it. If you want to do something, make sure that you actually, ask about it, and you're experimenting, and you're not afraid to take on various roles, functions, any opportunities that will come your way.
That's great. That's really
That's I
great.
would say is probably the main thing.
That's great. Really great words of advice. So, words of wisdom. Thank you, Tibor.
Sure.
I'm really impressed. This was a great interview. Thank
you
so much
Thank you,
for
Katy.
taking
Thank you
the
very
time.
much. Thank you.